is 1-0 to
Prepare to attack.
okay, so it is 1-0 to Bikini Esports, and we have Hollywood versus and Lijiang as the last map. So this is currently Hollywood. Our decider, if it goes to the rubber match, will be Lijiang. And once the defense goes ahead and stabilizes their lineup, you can go ahead and start the introductions for that, and I will get the titles all swapped up for this match.
Yeah, on one side we have BioK on the Reinhardt, T Xiao on the Zarya, Radio Boy on the Mercy, Atomkis on the Pharah, Dante on the McCree, and Bims on the Lucio.
And then over for the side of the offense, we'll see if they go ahead and stay on this. Latex is going to be picking up a Winston. We have Axel going to be picking up his Genji. Tekor are going to be picking up the Lucio. Rat on the McCree. Perky on the Zarya. And last EP, ZZ is going to be picking up that Zenyatta. And so they'll be getting with their offense here in just a moment as I go ahead and enter the rest of their name, as they are not just Omar, but they are Omar Pa Semester. I don't know if I needed to add that little flair there at the end, but I always feel like as an American, if I say things the way that Americans say things, it sounds so boring.
Dude, Americans have such great accents, dude. We have so many accents all over.
Yeah, we do. We're so cultured. We are so cultured, Copper. That's like, oh man. So many dank memes there, it's not even worth diving into. But guys, it has begun. Another match. I need to update the scores as well. It is going to be the second map, as that says in your screen, but it is not 0-0. I did forget to update it. It is Gatekeepers up 1-0 versus Omar Pa Semester. As we're going to have Atomicus picking up the Pharah, and you know what? If you're going to run a Mercy, we just talked about it, might as well run a Pharah. And you know what? This is one hell of a good map to run Pharah on.
Yeah, I agree, and this is kind of like where Pharah and Mercy kind of found their heading, just because there's so much open ground in this defensive area that you can really use it from. And honestly, if Mom's Mercy can stay mobile, able to use the Pharah's vertical mobility to kind of heal her and as well as provide damage, you do establish that air dominance. Basically, that means you force the Rad to essentially focus on you or FC, but because the reduction on the Zenyatta damage makes you a little more survivable, and I think it's definitely a good look looking forward.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it is very rough here for the side of the offense. They don't really have the means to deal with this Pharah. Sure, you think, oh, Genji, you think of Zenyatta and McCree to be able to deal with it, but it's honestly not enough in this current patch. It can go very poorly for you if the Pharah gets into a good role. You sometimes need just your own pharmacy to challenge the pharmacy. And so far, the defense is in a pretty good position, but Axel, he hasn't really been answered yet. Normally, would say that Pharah can shoot Genji a few times and make him feel uncomfortable. But right now, he's been able to operate the way he wants to. Atomicus is going to end up falling, and now it's Genji versus McCree, and I can tell you that usually Genji's going to win this, especially with the numbers that are around, and every member of the defense is slowly falling down. Axel low. Maybe they might be able to hold this. Oh, Resurrection! Radio Boy with the huge play and the Deadeye Graviton Surge setup. It's going to be a cleanup. Defense should end up holding this, and the best part about this for them, oh, Scribe, not a single tick was taken by the offense during that entire push.
Oh god, that's frustrating. That's got to be, you just put everything in there and you're like, man, one tick out of this, no ticks, and it's already 2 minutes in. Mercy gets a key resins right up to 30%. So I'm ready to see another Mercy all in this second fight, as long as they can stall it out. But honestly, Atomicus, I don't think that had as much impact, but now he has the ultimate, so he has definitely a possibility to change this around.
See if this is going to get anything done with the barrage. I will be switching the titles in just a second, guys. I don't know why I put Gatekeepers. It's been a long day. It's been a long morning. I apologize. But that was just a beautiful Earth Shatter. Plus the Rocket Barrage. Two ultimates well synced together. Nothing more needed. The defense holds on to more resources to go ahead and take this. I mean, what does the offense... What are they playing for here, Scribe? I mean, they don't have much to work with at this moment, but what can they play for?
I mean, you got to go for an engage. You got to get Axel the resets. That's kind of their big win condition here. But the big problem is they need to focus on Atomicus. And that's kind of weird to say, since I just said he wasn't super high impact, but he just puts out so much AoE damage. Just take him down and make your life so much easier.
Well, Perky getting a 1 kill. No, he gets a second one. He's lighting up. Sorry, a 90% charge. One of the highest damage tanks in the game. In fact, honestly, one of the highest damage heroes in the game. But there is still the Resurrection available for Radio Boy, and he is going to go ahead and get it off. They will sound barrier right off the back of it, but Axel gets himself a double kill right after the resurrection, which means that Sound Barrier had less effect than they ideally would have wanted to. But Perky now on the point alone. He's against his own Zarya counterpart who's on decent charge, but will end up going down because Axel comes and backs up Perky, and they're still alive. They're still fighting it out, and the defense, where they honestly had the better engagement, they're going to end up losing the point. 22 seconds remain, and Bikini Beach Esports not going to be happy with the way that last point ended up falling.
Honestly, it's quite a shame that you hold it for that long and then you lose it like that, but that is fine. I think honestly, it's even pick up the scraps and knowing, hey, they have less time to do, but unfortunately on the offense right now, they have Dragon Blade up, they have Ursha, they have Graviton Surge. They have a lot of tools to make this street phase super easy for them to run through.
They really do, and if they can just get the offense off the high ground, or the defense off the high ground, but they do have it set up, so that's good. Really, you need to be seeing the side of Gatekeepers, Bikini Beach Esports exploit high ground control. That's the job of the defense really in this position. They have a lot of positional advantage where the offense is the card advantage. See how they deal with it, as they are going to need to initiate down. They drop down with the Earth Shatter. They do a lot of damage with Dante's Deadeye, the combination, but the the Graviton Surge, way more damage. There is a resurrection to go ahead and reset the fight. Can the defense go ahead and stabilize off the back of this as Beyond gets himself a double kill? Axel trying to stay alive and do everything he can, but he's on low HP, will end up falling, and that will be that fight. And all they committed, well, I guess they did commit the Graviton Surge at one point, and they did commit the Deadeye, but Taxo already has another Graviton Surge ready to go. Basically ready to go.
Yeah, and they can buy so much time right now with the Rocket Barrage. Honestly, just put down and force them to hide, at least knock down some squishy targets. Another time increment you can do to buy time for the rest of your team's ultimates. But great direct shot onto Rat, takes him out of the battle, and that's already one DPS down. And that's honestly that's the only person who could deal with him in the end of the fight. So now they're just gonna run over this team, have them reset, and now they got to go back. They have a lot of ultimates, luckily, on the offense to reset and try to go for one last push right now. But all this can go to moot. They get caught out by Rocket Barrage. They get caught by Graviton Surge. There's so many win conditions on the side of the defense right now, and there's so little outs right now. There's not enough time. They need to convert this now, and they need to get at least a team wipe. Yeah,
they have what they need available. The defense though does as well. In fact, the defense. I'm gonna steal the term from ZP and other casters here, an ultimate showdown to say the least, as we have 6 available. Both barriers going to go out, comboed up with the Earth Shatter and the Dragon Blade from each respective team. Rocket Barrage going to come out from Atomicus, get himself a double kill, and that's the biggest impact so far. We haven't seen Axel get anything, and the defense came to the ultimate showdown, but only one walked away, Victor, and that was clearly Atomicus, not even his team, to be fair. That Rocket Barrage, huge, as it ended up taking out 3 heroes during the use of those ultimates. Can Ormar get their offense going after all those used ultimates? It looks unlikely, but it is still possible.
Yeah, the funny thing is, even if they wipe them, as long as Radio Boy stays alive, Radio Boy will be able to res everyone up again. True. So that's something they actually have to go find the Mercy, which I think is the hardest part about this entire map, but it's already overtime. The defense needs to get back on the point, try to push them off, try not to allow them to stall anymore, but all they need to do is stop, and I guess their goal is, hey, we just have to camp the entrance.
Oh man, they're getting all the kills. But this is exactly what you're talking about. Radio Boy hiding off in the corner, waiting for that resurrection. They get it off, they get off the Deadeye to set it off as well. Or, sorry, Rat gets off a pretty good Deadeye, gets himself a double kill, but we see Mercy still alive on the back of Dante. Dante landing his shots, casual emote. In fact, he's just going to sit down on the job. But that was a strong defense, very strong defense, and Bikini Beach Esports is looking to take this 2-0 to lead into the finals. And I know there's a lot of Ormar fans out there, as Snakes on vacation would like to not be on vacation, would like to dominate this match, get in their game, get in their flow, get in their strategy, execution, feel good as a team, but it just didn't look that way, Scribe, and unfortunately now they really have it cut out for them. The onus is on them. I mean, of course the offense needs to take the point, sure, but if you look at statistics, when a team holds a second point of the map basically halfway through, generally speaking, it is going to be an offensive map. So
yep, and I mean I agree. And the big problem there, honestly, is that while Atomicus, I did say, hey, he didn't do as much. The fact that he did play fair and was able to, get some key kills towards the end, that direct rocket onto Rat was, I think, part of the reason they were able to, hold that point initially, is the fact that it changes the way that you address the game. All of a sudden, your McCree's top goal isn't the other opponent's McCree, isn't their, their tank line. All of a sudden, it is to look to the sky, try to pick off, the Pharah. And the fact is, it's strong. Just for some reason, I just feel like teams don't feel super comfortable running in specific situations. But the fact that Pharah is such a game-changing character, based on which direction you have to look, the way that you address the entire map, all of a sudden everything changes. You have to check different corners. You have to make sure your focus is slightly different. Some hiding spots that you used to take advantage of, like the top of Cafe, all of a sudden aren't great hiding spots anymore, right? So a lot of different things to do. I think that Pharah pick was very interesting. Definitely changed the game. But let's see how they respond on offense, and they're looking like they're going for a straight dive comp, so we'll see how quickly this first point holds.
I mean, the same logic applies to what we were talking about earlier in the day. At the end of it, if all you need to do is really take the first point in the beginning section of the second point, because we talked about it only as a point A take, why not just hard dive? Why not just engage super, super hard? Take the first point, figure out the second point second. There's no reason to be thinking about the long term in this respect because of the position you're in. You don't have to. We're already going to have an initiation from Biak, and Biak, that kill, devastating here, as he's going to get charged. Might end up dying here, but there is going to be the rest of his team to back him up, and this kill feed, unless Axel lights up here in the biggest way possible, they are going to end up losing this point. There just really isn't the resources left. Lucio got bubbled to try to stay alive a little bit longer, but staying alive, well, that's it.
Man, that's rough, man. When that composition happens and that composition comes at you, you have to be ready. You have to kind of feel free to kite back, but man, FC getting caught out so quickly was just not good. That's a lot of initial damage away, as well as a lot of healing from your team. So you never want to be put in that position where you're fighting an initial engagement once you put that on.
Yeah, and well, they don't have much ultimates too. I mean, this is the hard part for the defense. They didn't get anything out of that fight really compared to the offense. I mean, they didn't gain any advantages. The only thing they have is this high ground working for them. But at the same time, I mean, we were talking about a little bit before, if the offense just continues to play payload and pushes it, eventually the defense has to drop. It is on the defense to figure it out. So they are going to. They're going to see if they can get any of these kills. Atomicus, though, with the Dragon Blade. This could be the beginning of the end. He gets one kill, but Axel, Perky, they're going to go ahead and light up two before it. And they really do need those, as Latex is going to get another one on Biak. And it looks like Atomicus's Dragon Blade didn't do that much in the end. And it looks like he will end up falling. There's not really enough around him to go ahead and stabilize off the back. Reaper will end up falling, though, as Dante helps get the kill on that. It takes him out. Atomicus still alive, though, taking way too much damage. We'll have to back up and find a health pack. Does have the Harmony Orb to stay alive for now, but again, it is a situation where Atomicus... Oh, never mind, he found his Zenyatta. Oh, EPZZ. Not sure why he didn't exactly commit to that. He still had Deflect to work with, but did find that.
Yeah, I think they're... Oh, man, great Earth Shatter, really stopping the initial damage. Honestly, immediately killing Dante, just taking a more DPS out of the equation. I don't think they'll be able to... The offense will be able to stall as much as they did last time, waiting for the rest of their team to catch up. But the good news is, I still think they have a lot of tools. Atomicus is almost up to 100% for Dragon Blade, so they do have the tools that they need. They have the Graviton Surge, they have the Pulse Bomb, they have the Transcendence. They have so many instruments right now to counteract anything the defense has to send at them. All they do is to stagger it correctly, organize it correctly, bring Graviton Surge, and this is all you need.
Well, the Pulse Bomb doesn't do that much, but never mind. Atomicus, he just dashes through. I can tell you right now that was dash resets because he still has the Dragon Blade and the Deflect kill onto the McCree as he tries to take him out. But no, Bikini Beach Esports, this is your day, says Atomicus, and it is going to be Rat falling. Is there an opportunity left for the Snakes? Can they stabilize? Can they hold this? The Dragon Blade of Atomicus is going to pretty much put the nail in the coffin. The payload approaching within 3 meters. The Deflect, the Death Blossom, nothing gained, nothing absolutely at all left here for the defense, as the only member remaining is the Tracer, and that will be the point taken. Bikini Beach Esports takes it 2-0, and both of our semifinals there, Scribe, going 2-0, and that means that we have our finals all lined up for us. If you guys have been following the bracket, you guys know what's coming up. But if you are just tuning in, thank you so much. It's awesome for you guys. But you have LaMix, one of the better Tier 2 teams, waiting to be playing against Bikini Beach Esports, which honestly, just in that performance, it looked very strong. And we haven't watched them all day until this point.
Yeah, honestly, that's all positive news, and that was basically a huge thing right there. The fact that, Atomicus didn't even have to use his ultimate and was able to, admittedly at the end of the day, maybe he didn't need it to help put up that last point, help get that final push, but honestly, that was still pretty hype if he was able to keep it, and because of that, he was able to have that last defense, even the last push to the point, that last stall, he was able to counteract that stall even easier, which I think is a huge positive looking back at it. But yeah, that was just great performance overall. It just, I mean, a great execution on the first point. I mean, that's just what it came down to. They just got so much time, so much more momentum. If, they were stalled out so much longer on that first point, like Bikini Sports was able to do to them, maybe that story changes. Maybe Bikini Sports isn't able to get that Dragon Blade up in time or get those dashes up in time, right? But that's a lot of hindsight that we can take into account, but not so much that we can. I mean, it's kind of tough, right? And I think that what they could have done is group together. I think FC getting caught out so much earlier on was a detriment to the entire defense, because you're missing a lot of damage. You're missing a support. You're missing inherently, amplified damage on a single tank target. I mean, there's definitely ways around that, but losing a support is not the way you want to start it.
No, never. And honestly, I think that pretty much sums up my thoughts on it as well. Guys, we do have the finals coming up for you guys, but it has been a long semifinals here. We have casted basically a full best of 3 here, so we will go ahead and take a short break to go ahead and compose ourselves so that we can give you guys the most hype and interactive finals that we can. But it is up next. It is here. It is that time of the day. 5 hours later, we've gone through a total of, well, I don't want to say 64, but it was around a 64. Let me go ahead and check the total number of teams. 60 teams checked in, but only 2 teams remain. Lamix versus Bikini Beach Esports. The winner of this will walk away with not only €150, but will also walk away with 100 points in the Go4 series, solidifying themselves into a very good position to guarantee a September showing in the September monthly finals. But guys, like I said, we are going to go to a short break. If you're enjoying what you watch, definitely check out at ESL Overwatch on Twitch or on Twitter for more information. You can follow me and Scribe on Twitter as well. At RaptorZ, OW is mine, and at Scribe1, OW is his. In the bottom left of your screen, the ESL Overwatch is in the center top portion. As well, if you guys want to follow along the bracket, check out more ESL stuff. Either exclamation point bracket or exclamation point standings will take you guys to the event and if event page. And if Mobot isn't working, I will link that for you guys when you do the command. Hopefully Mobot is back up, but until our Omnic's up, I will make sure to get you guys that link as quickly as possible. But enough of the ramble. It is time to go to the music, and when we return, Lamix takes on Bikini Beach Esports at a best of 5, and €150 will be handed out to one of these 2 teams.